fairly quickly, make decisions. You've got to be, you're going to fail. Being successful on
day in and day out on your goals. You think you work hard, but so does everyone else. If you really think you're working so damn hard, then why haven't you achieved all your goals yet? It's because you have to work harder. There's always something to do. It's such a simple mantra, but it's what keeps me working hard all the time. Every time you think you can relax, or you've done everything you can do at this time, think again. You can always educate yourself further. You can always look for new opportunities. You can find ways to better yourself. You can find ways to be more productive. If you haven't achieved your major goals yet, then relaxing is an excuse and a distraction. You need to keep working. Read any major successful biography. For a lot of people, it took an entire lifetime of work to achieve their dreams. Do you think you're going to live forever? Time is precious. Sure, you need times of rest, but you can't afford to squander time. And odds are, you don't need as much downtime as you think you do. Don't forget about your competition. For whatever job you're trying to get, there are hundreds of people applying. If you're trying to build a business, there's somebody else trying to do the same thing who probably has more resources than you do. The competition isn't going to slow down, so why should you? If you don't have the money or you don't have the connection, but you do have the time, then the only option is to outwork them. To be the best, you have to be really exceptional. I'm going to tell you again, go back and read any successful biography. The people who had the most success are going to tell you again, they found an idea and they worked hard on nothing but that idea. To tell you again, they did have success. So why should you? They didn't stop working to outwork them. They tried to innovate again. Are going to slow down. The world is changing all the time. What worked in the past may not work again. The population is increasing constantly. The culture is changing. Read any major successful biographies are worth a lot more than it is now.
To inherit and enjoy the fruits of one's action. My goodness, don't you remember when you went first to school? You went to kindergarten. And in kindergarten, the idea was to push it on so that you could get to first grade. And then push it on so that you could get to second grade, third grade, so on, going up and up. And then you went to high school, and this was a great transition in life. And now the pressure is being put on. You must get ahead. You must go up the grade and finally be college. And then when you get to college, you're still going step by step, up to the great moment in which you're ready to go out into the world. And then when you get out into this famous world, comes the struggle for success in profession or business. And again, there seems to be a ladder, something for which you're reaching all the time. And then, suddenly, when you're about 40 or 45 years old in the middle of life, you wake up one day and say, I've arrived. And I know, I feel pretty much the same as I always felt. In fact, I'm not so sure that I don't feel a little bit cheated. Because you see, we were always living for somewhere where we are. And while, as I said, it is of tremendous use for us to be able to look ahead in this way, there is no use planning for the future. Once you get to it, it becomes the present, you won't be there. You'll be living in some other future which hasn't yet arrived. And so in this way, one is never able actually to make it You can't live forward unless you